Hello friends, welcome back. If you're new, my name is Megan. Thank you so much for being here today. I am sharing with you my picks if you were starting your makeup routine over. So whether you've never had makeup before or are just starting to dabble in makeup, or maybe you're transitioning from your fall and winter makeup to your spring and summer makeup, hopefully this is the video for you. So if that sounds interesting, let's get started. When I was planning this video, I wanted to keep everything very simple. So I put just a little bit of foundation on, I curled my eyelashes, I didn't even put mascara on, I just put on a little bit of lip balm. I just wanted to keep it super simple. So here in Central Florida, it has definitely become summer. We're starting to get those rainy afternoons. It's hot, it's humid, to be expected. We're in June, so that is no big surprise. So I wanted to create an affordable makeup starter kit, and I thought I would focus on products more geared for spring and summer. You can use these anytime, but I know that for my skin, because I'm combination, I do like lightweight, easy to build, easy to blend, you know, simple and go. So hopefully you will enjoy this video. So if you're interested in a skincare video similar to this, leave me a comment below. Let me know what your skin type is, because everyone's is a little different. And hopefully I can do a skincare starter kit for you as well. So to start off, you should always wear SPF, no matter what season it is, no matter what the weather is outside. SPF all the way. I did not include one in this. I will do that in the skincare video if you're interested, but I do want to point that out because a lot of times if you can find a good SPF, it can actually be used as primer underneath your makeup, and therefore you don't have to have SPF and primer. It does depend. Some SPFs are not great under makeup, and so putting a primer on top can help. So it just depends, but that has been my experience, finding a nice SPF that will sit well under makeup, especially if you don't want to use a lot of makeup. But if you do want to put on some foundation, my recommendation is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. Now this does come in a dewy version for normal to dry skin, so depending on which one you have. I like that it comes in a glass bottle and it's under $10. Now, there are several shades of this, but if you have trouble finding your match, there is also the L'Oreal True Match Foundation that is iconic, and I believe they have several more shades. So if you're having trouble with this one, L'Oreal is a good version. I believe that L'Oreal's foundation is over $10. This one was under, and so that's why I chose this one. Also, I've used this one before, and for me, I like that it is lightweight. It is a light coverage, but the coverage is buildable to medium. So if I'm going on date night, if I need something that's gonna last me all day, then this is one I really like. Now, some people just want a little concealer and go, so I also chose the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I really like how small and slender this is. I also really like how small the doe foot applicator is. I feel like so many concealers nowadays have those giant doe foot applicators, and if you're not careful, you can get way too much and your eye area can look very cakey. So I really like this because a little bit goes a long way. It is nice and creamy, but it's not too emollient. And if you have drier under eyes, I believe that this would work for you, but it all depends on your skin and how you take care of it. So don't quote me, it's just a suggestion. You don't have to get anything that I am recommending. Again, I know that L'Oreal has their own concealer. Revlon is also known for some of their products, and they are also on the lower end price point. So see what works for you. This is also under $10. Now, the next item is something that you may or may not need, so you could save a few dollars in your budget if you don't need it. But this is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. It's $3. I really like this because it is a thicker mechanical pencil, because for me, I just like to fill in my brows. I don't need to create the little brush strokes or the little brow hairs. I mean, I do have kind of a little divot here or whatever. I'm not really sure. You know, your brows don't look the same. I get it. But, you know, if you want to make them look a little bit more similar, for me, this is great because I can just fill it in. Now, if you don't have a lot of brows and you actually want to draw in and have it look more like natural hair strokes, I have heard that the LA Girl Slim, is it the Slim Shady? That sounds too much like an Eminem song. I think it's the Slim Eyebrow Pencil. That one is supposed to be very good and very inexpensive as well. So definitely an option to look into. I've not really heard much about other brow products. I know L'Oreal has one. I don't remember if it's their tattoo studio or something like that. Again, I've not tried it, but L'Oreal has everything, and L'Oreal owns a lot of makeup brands. So, you know, even though it's a little bit higher than some of the drugstore products, it's still, you know, a really good brand overall. Now, you may or may not need bronzer. Maybe you're out in the sun, you think, what do I need more bronzer for? I'm already getting tan while I'm outside. Then you can skip this. But this one was inexpensive, and I like that it's a matte product. So this is the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. I got the deeper skin shade, which is 03 Chocolate Sundae. They did have one for lighter skin. They also had one for medium skin. I don't know what those shades were, but I really liked this one. I believe it was $6. This is a giant pan. I mean, compared to the palm of my hand, this is a great size pan. It's gonna last you a while for $6, and it's a matte finish. I do not want a shimmer or glittery or anything like that type of bronzer. I prefer mine in the matte finish, just because I only like to use a little bit. I try to stay out of the sun, and so doing that, sometimes I need a little bit of bronzer to warm up my neck or to warm up my face after putting on foundation. But if you don't need a bronzer, if you just want, you know, a more minimalistic look, then totally skip that step. Here's another one you can keep or skip, is blush. So I decided, since I already have the powder bronzer, that I would go for a cream blush because I was hoping it would melt into the skin a little bit more. So this is the e.l.f. Putty Blush, and the shade is Turks and Caicos. It is a peach shade. Now, I love peach tones for my skin, so I really wanted to try this. I've tried one liquid blush, but not a cream blush. So I really wanted to see how this worked, and I just love the shade. So I thought this would be fantastic. This was $7, not super expensive, and it's a good size container. If you want to stick with powder blush, I do recommend the Milani Baked Powder Blush in the Luminoso shade. This is their best-selling shade. It does have shimmer to it, but it is definitely a peachy shade, which again is what I prefer for my skin tone. You may prefer a pinker shade, and they do have a pretty pink in this. I'm just not sure what it's called. I don't know how much this is. I've had mine for quite a while, so I'm sure it's gone up a little bit since then, but that's another reason I didn't choose Milani, is because their products are a little bit more expensive than e.l.f. And so, you know, but it just depends again on what your budget is and what type of finish and product you're looking for. I'm trying to think. The Maybelline Fit Me line does have a shade range of blushes as well. I believe there's 6 to 8 shades, so you can get you know, basically whatever color you want, or you can get a couple. You can even mix them if you want, so just depends. Now, moving to eyes, I decided that I would do a powder eyeshadow palette. I was really looking for an eyeshadow stick for a one and done look, but I had trouble finding a affordable brand that has them. I know that e.l.f. makes them, but I couldn't really find any, so I was wondering if they were already discontinued or if they were just sold out. Not really sure. But I decided to go with the Wet n Wild Color Icon series. This is Walking on Eggshells. It is a 5-pan palette, very neutral, very simple. You can definitely stick with your lighter shades down here. You can deepen up with these two. I also like having a deeper shade in the palette because you can use that as eyeliner so that you don't have to spend money on an additional product. I did not include eyeliner in my kit because to me this is dark enough and you can build it up to be darker to create that look. I did not find a lot of fallout with this. I will say that I have tried the e.l.f. Bite Size palettes that have 4 shades in them. I think they're the same price and they have a ton of fallout. I'm not a fan and I don't really like the color stories in most of them. One of them is similar to this, but I just like having that extra shade. I feel like in the Bite Size, they don't really have a deep shade. Most of them are very light, or they're all medium shades and you don't have a light or a dark. It's very strange to me. So you almost have to have a couple of those to create one look, whereas with this, one look, you know, one of these and you're done. I do know that you can get some single shadows from, I don't remember if it's L'Oreal or Revlon, and there is, again, you can get the e.l.f. I think there's too much fallout with that product, so I don't recommend it. But yeah, I think for eyes, that's pretty much it. Again, now I only went to Walgreens and Ulta because there's not a CVS conveniently located to me, but I know they carry Flower Beauty, which is more in the L'Oreal price point, but they may have some more multi-use products. So that may even be something that you would be interested in. And CVS gives decent coupons. And sometimes they do the buy one, get one half price or buy one, get one free like Walgreens does. So there's always that option too if you're looking for something specific. But I would definitely wait for one of those sales or a coupon before getting some of that stuff. As I said, no eyeliner, so we're going to move on to mascara. And I like the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara in waterproof. For me, I have to have waterproof because of the humidity here. I have a little bit oilier eyelid, and so if it's not waterproof, I have a lot of trouble getting it to stay and not giving me raccoon eyes or bleeding down. I won't even put mascara on my bottom lashes, even with waterproof, because it ultimately smudges somehow or starts to run. So this is a great one, and Essence makes 4 different Lash Princess formulas. One is this, the blue is waterproof, the green one is also the false lash, and then there's a pink and either an orange. No, it's either pink or orange, and then I think there's a purple one, and those two are a little bit different, and I don't think they're waterproof either. But definitely a great one for $5. This rivals the Rare Beauty mascara. So if you haven't tried Rare Beauty or you're not really wanting to spend $20, try this. It does last. I don't want to say it lasts as long as Rare Beauty, but it's definitely close enough that you're not going to be upset spending $5 instead of $20. Let's see. I know that Maybelline is known for their mascaras. They probably have 20 different varieties of mascara. Okay, that may be an exaggeration, but it's definitely close to 10. You know, and they have their iconic mascaras. L'Oreal is known for their mascaras. I believe L'Oreal has the Voluminous, and L'Oreal has, I'm sorry, Maybelline has their, oh, I forget what it's called, but it's in the pink tube. You can't miss it. It's like fluorescent. There's definitely plenty of options. As I said, I was trying to stay under $50, so that's why I chose the products I did. Now for lips, in the summer, I want something easy that I can throw on and go out the door, even if it's just simple as a gloss. I do like something with a little more opacity than a gloss typically. So I thought I would try the e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shine. I think it's just a balm. This is in the shade Joyful, and it's in a pretty peachy shade, and you can see the little heart in the middle. That is the core. That is the hydration. So this does give a little bit of color. It's a balm, so it doesn't really last very long, but it does nourish your lips. It is hydrating. There's not really a fragrance. Not really. Maybe a tiny bit plastic. But, I mean, like, it's not scented or anything like that. And I want to say this was only a few dollars. I'm not 100% sure how much, but it came, I think, in 5 or 6 shades. If you want more of a balm, this is great with a little tint. There's also the NYX Butter Glosses if you want more of a gloss. I have had trouble finding a shade in the Butter Gloss that I like, that looks nice on me. Some of them I feel like just look almost fake on me, like they just don't look natural. You can tell there's something on my lips and it doesn't look very nice. So I try to stay away from just because I can't find one. And I do not like a matte finish. So I like something that's a little bit more glossy or, you know, more hydrating. Revlon has your regular bullet lipsticks, typically $5 to $6. Sometimes you can find lipsticks on sale. And I know that CoverGirl just came out with the Yummy glosses. So that may be something to try. Some of those looked a little more opaque. Some were a little more sheer. And I think Maybelline still has the Baby Lips balms. So those are something to try. Those aren't super expensive. So yeah, you can really get a variety of things inexpensively. So it's just a matter of finding what you like. If you're looking for a recommendation, or, you know, if you would like some assistance picking something out, leave me a comment, send me a message on Instagram. I would love to, you know, give you some tips or things that have worked for me to help you out if I can. And the only other thing that I wanted to say really quick is if you are looking for brushes and you want something that's going to last a decent amount of time and work well with the majority of your products, I would look at Real Techniques. They're one of my favorites. They're very simple, but they're pretty. Now they are a little bit, you know, they do have that thicker ferrule, I think that's called, or is the ferrule the top, but the handle is, you know, a little more substantial. It's very lightweight, but it does have the nice shine here. And then this is a little bit more of a silicone feeling without being sticky. It is smooth, but it's just nice to hold on to. And I mean, you can hold it back here. It depends on what you're doing. I do have this little one that I like for setting my under eyes. Nice fluffy brush. That's an older Real Techniques brush, but they're a decent price point, and a lot of times you can get them in sets. Sometimes you can find them at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, Amazon. I find them at Ulta, Target, Walmart. I think they're a great price point for what they are. e.l.f. has some good brushes too, and I do like the domed stipple brush. I like this for blush. I'm not really sure why, because I'm not even sure what this is for. I just thought it was neat. I remember someone talking about it on YouTube, and I don't even remember what they were using it for, but you know, I'll swirl it in my blush and then I'll just stipple it on where I want my blush, and I really like it for that. So I know this wasn't very expensive either. I think the black handle brushes are $1 more than the silver handled brushes or something like that. But they all seem to work. You know, some of those work very well. So either one would be a great addition to your collection. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to see a skincare starter kit video, please leave me a comment below, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I do plan on trying all of these makeup products for you in my next video. We will see if this foundation shade matches, because I'm pretty sure it's too dark. It's so hard to tell in the store, it really is. and I am super excited to try this blush. So yeah, I can't wait to share that with you. So have a wonderful day wherever you are. Please take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I will see you next time.